Hi guys, Stephen Arford from Arford Fortune, creating fortunes for the future. I have my wife with me, Lily, and we're going to go through a little bit of subject that we're quite passionate about. It came from, we can only say, it came from God. And that sort of message arrived to us through our church, our local church. And that message is really about expansion, expanding the church, expanding our personal realizations, expanding our lives, expanding everything that we need to do today. And today's date is the 1st of July 2024. And firstly, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube video, there should be a button down the bottom there to subscribe to it. And of course, I'm sure my wife will also post this video up on her video, and do subscribe to her video too. Her video is also just as exciting. The wife's YouTube video, of course, that's the video we're talking about. Let me introduce my wife to you and give you a bit of portions of what she does and what she thinks expansion is to her.
My name's Lily, and thank you for joining us on this YouTube video.
Sorry, but before we carry on, while my wife is chatting, I'm going to work on the background. As you can see, there's a website behind us. And while my wife is sharing her moment, you'll see me doing part of that expansion that we already involved with, and that's called trading. So if you see me moving around in this area, I won't say anything, but you're going to see part of that process called expansion in progress. Sorry.
Okay, so hi, yes, okay, I've introduced myself. My name's Lily. Thank you for joining us again on this YouTube video. We are very, very privileged and honored to have you join us. And of course, the video that we are making today is about expansion, as Stephen was saying. Expansion is a big word. It can mean anything, literally, to what anyone is going through in life, what everyone is doing. So expansion is from Life Church, is that correct? I've taken that word from our local Life Church and used it as well with the things that we're doing. Expansion, of course, means you want to expand your business, you want to expand your whatever it is that you're doing. And ours is making videos. Okay, sweetheart, you want to add something onto that?
Well, expansion, basically what God is sharing with us, with our local church, is simple. It's simple. What area in our lifetime that we can expand? That includes you if you're watching my videos. You only got to look past perhaps what you got now and look deep in your mind and your head. What is it that you always want to do or improve that you haven't done or afraid to do so? Basically, some of the testimony we can share with you in this video is part of our expansion has come to reality, and we become first grandparents to our granddaughter, which is our son and his beautiful wife. And that's part of the expansion also that's already starting to develop in our own family. And on top of that, and as I said, you'll see me go through the background here, changing these numbers. That's another part of expansion. It's called our finances is expanding. That we're not only just relying on working. I'm not saying working is wrong. I'm just saying we are expanding our horizons with finances, using other tools and means how to help us in the family build our financial income. And yourself, what have you done in expansion in regard to, say, your finances, for example, or your understanding in the fields of finance?
Okay, mine would most probably have to be in different areas that I'm investing in. So I am investing in a platform called CommSec, and that's with the Commonwealth Bank in Australia, and also moving on to cryptocurrencies. So those are the areas right now that I have moved into to expand my finances.
And you'll see behind this particular website, that's part of the expansion that the wife is talking about. Investing with cryptocurrencies. And this particular sector that we're investing with is called mining. We're mining by joining or buying a contract with a particular website such as TRX Deep Miner. It's pretty simple. You buy a contract, and every 24 hours after you purchase a contract, the website pays you what is agreed on the contract. For example, if we purchase a $10 investment today, lasts for 7 days, and that's how much we get every single day. And as you move up the contracts, You'll see the different rates, of course, that you earn, but the contract also ends at a different time zone. Why we're sharing this? It's part of that expansion of our own knowledge and understanding what some of these new online processes to help us expand our family income. Now, that's part of the parcels. Just as important as I was saying, expansion is not just to do with finances. There's a lot of areas that we as human beings that can expand on. You can expand on your own education, for example, just for knowledge. There are many fields, or in sport, you can expand your understanding. If you're just playing sport socially, for example, you can expand that horizon and decide to go professional. There's a thing in boxing, I think it's called amateur boxing. And before I think you can get paid, you got to transform from being an amateur boxer to professional boxing. So there's another category that we can say that's part of expansion. But coming down to where we are at this point of time, we're really excited, of course, accepting the calling to expand our own horizons, especially in finances, of course. And as you can see me here trading while we're talking on the video, that's part of the expansion. And this expansion I love to share with anybody who loves to learn about it. And it's pretty simple, and all we're doing is following the signals, or following the market. And in this particular case, we're using a signal called Stosh RSI. And the website we're using is called investing.com. It's a beautiful website. I highly recommend to use it to help you track the stock market or whatever that you want to do financially. And of course, as you can see, that I'm making money with this particular stock, and this trade that I have just opened a moment ago has made that sort of money that I'm going to now take the $21 profit and done deal. And that's how easy it is. It's very, very simple and easy how to expand your horizon. Now I'll go back now to my draft board. The draft board is an area or website that I use to do all my analytical process and having a look at the asset that I'm trading with. In this particular case is gold against US. And all these things are new. They are new because we've never learned these things before, but it's always been there. And that's part of the expansion. I want to make this trade down. And these two buttons is the only button that I'm using to make the trade. Accept, and the trade has been put up. And that's that new trade. All these other ones are out of the money, but I wouldn't worry too much about it, because throughout the day and throughout the year, I can trade these losses back into profitability. Expansion. By expanding a horizon to learn these brand new opportunities, of course, it's no different to you and I using cell phones. If you don't take the time to use cell phone, which is a modern technology, of course, you're the one missing out. But yet, God has produced and allowed these assistants to be developed to help us in many forms of life. That's expansion. So if you elaborate a little bit more on expansion, there are so many fields to expand on. And I think, I don't know if the wife agrees, but the first thing that we need to expand is this. We need to be open to be able to expand this. If we can't expand this, we are going to be dormant or stuck on all those things of the past. Remember, the past is the past. It's gone. It's yesterday. And if we allow ourselves to expand our horizons in our mind first, I think that the reality of life will follow. Honey, what do you think?
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there. I also feel that expansion doesn't just stop at finances. It's to do with our minds and what different things are we learning. We always got to learn something different, and that's exactly what you're saying, to expand our minds. Our minds are the creative thing that we have.
Yeah, our mind is a very powerful tool.
That's the word. Our minds are the most powerful tool that we have, because it's in here where inventions are created, and it's in here where only you know.
Ideas comes from up here.
Yes, well, the ideas.
We can learn as much as we can from other people and books and videos, of course. But most of the most important idea comes from you and I, and it comes from here.
Exactly.
But that takes time to develop and understand that we have a beautiful mind that we can really, really expand.
So that's my carry on expansion. You don't stop learning. You're learning every single day. because you're expanding your mind as you're doing that.
Well, I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? That life continues, even if we're not here today. People's got to learn to expand their horizon. They're the first to do with your mind. Allowing your mind to expand first. Allowing your mind also to learn new things and concepts that helps you and your family develop into the future. We are all going into the future. Most people, unfortunately, talk too much of the past instead of talking a lot of the things that needs to come. Today is the only day we got present. Tomorrow may not come. But it should not stop us from developing that mindset or developing such things as an investment portfolio are some of the things that we need as human beings today to develop and expand that horizon, because at the end of the day, when you and I leave this earth, what are you leaving behind? Are you leaving an inheritance for your family or your children to inherit after you leave this earth? That's part of the expansion. If you're selfish, you're only going to work for yourself and spend every little things that you have in this lifetime. I'm not saying that's wrong. That's your choice. That's your choice, of course. But the beauty of this whole process of expanding, it's the reality that we all live under. If we don't take the time to expand, what have you and I got to leave an inheritance for the children? And like I said, if you're selfish, you're only going to work for yourself and spend everything that you have earned during your lifetime, and it's all gone. Nothing to be left behind. So that's part of expansion. That today we have to work on expanding our horizon, our future, and of course expanding, say, your family empire. And those are legitimate sort of reasons and understanding that you today can do so. My wife and I just returned from Australia after coming up to 12 years now, actually. And the beautiful thing was we left New Zealand 2012, and 10 years exactly later, we returned 2022. Now, rebuilding after returning from Australia, and it is a beautiful story to be told, that we left New Zealand to start a new life in Australia only for a suitcase each. We returned to New Zealand with exactly the same. But in my story, it's a little bit more. I've already told part of that story in the past. However, rebuilding and expanding our horizon again, now that we're back in New Zealand, we've got to do so. We can't live in that life of criticisms and say, oh, didn't work out in Australia. It worked out so beautifully in Australia. The things that our mind absorbs now while we're in Australia, we're putting into place today now, 12 years later in New Zealand. And that 12 years breaks down also to only 2 years, because we only arrived in 2022. So coming up to 2 years, our expansion is developed, and I'm just showing you some of those areas that we're expanding in, of course. But for yourself, if you're looking for something to expand on, I highly encourage try and expand your understanding about finance. What can you do with the money or some of the money that you make from working? There are areas right now in life that you can expand your income just using some of these brand new tools or investment systems to help you with your finances. Now, you'll probably have bought, say, lottery tickets, or you've probably gone to the casino or the horses. That's just part of this expansion. But in that area, it's called gambling. It's not a right way of the legitimate reasons of investing. However, that's legitimate, and to a certain degree, it is investing. You're taking a little bit of money in the hope you can win a lottery, or you can win on the horses, or you can win in the casino. Nothing wrong with it. That's just choices. However, in investing and expanding your horizons, say, for example, trading on the financial market, like what we have right here in front of us, it's expansion. You're just expanding that opportunity and using modern tools to help you track the market and realize where the market is moving before you make those investments commitment. But again, expansion is a beautiful thing, and we love it, absolutely love it, that God has now reminded us through our local church, expansion. And expansion is part of what I'm going to share with you right now. If you're not, they call it these days donations or philanthropists, but if you go back to its basic origin, it's called tithing, Tithing. Tithing is God's command for people, everyone, You don't have to be a Christian to practice it. But if you allocate, say, 10% of your income to go to charity, one of your favorite charity, of course, hey, that's part of what is called tithing. You are meeting what God has demanded of us to give away 10% of our gross income before tax. And that's part of expansion. You're giving a small portion to help society. That's where you live. On top of your taxes. This is on top of your taxes. And if you analyze, say, rich people, for example, these days they use what is called philanthropists. Same thing. They're giving some of their money away to charities they love. Again, as I said, it's the basic principle came from what is called tithing. To just using new words these days to explain exactly what it is called tithing. So if you tithe, say, 10% or more, that's up to you. You're going to find that expansion of your income will come to reality only because you're meeting something tangible or something basic or something that's always been there, tithing, to improve your income. And that's something that I can share with you. I wasn't a man who brought up to tithe, yet my mum was a vivid tithing woman. She's a faithful woman. And only learning through my mum's participation in this thing called tithing that I learned later. And I put it into practice. And once I put that into practice, it's amazing what happened. I give to my wife, what has she learned about expansion with, say, tithing?
Okay, what have I learned? I have learned expansion with tithing is exactly what you have just shared. The more you tithe, the more you will reap the rewards of your income increasing, or just investments, or whatever you have, whatever business venture you're in. All these things are all connected to the tithing, the amount of money you tithe, and how obedient. I think this obedient is the word. That tithing is biblical, and it has been going for many, many, many centuries. It's imperative for everyone to tithe, and for them to see how amazing it is. It's more spiritual.
I think to a certain degree that people judge things that really works. The principles of tithing is you're giving away 10% of your gross income to help society, whatever that area is that you're passionate about. And by doing so, you're meeting that command that God gives everybody. He said, test them. Just give away 10%. And you watch how opportunities come to you to help you then improve or expand your income. It is the miracle of life, and that's why the rich people are rich, because they understand this principle and they give it away, what is called philanthropists. And if you haven't done so, you need to start practicing what is called tithing. Don't worry about who and where your money ends up to in tithing or donations. That's none of your business. Your business just to give it away and watch your new pay packet start to improve. You might get a promotion at your job just because you start tithing. There are many, many financial rewards that you can reap once you practice what is called tithing. We tithe to the church. You may ask why. Hey, that's our choice. You find out what you're passionate about, give your donation or your tithing to that particular charity or organization. That's the choice. But if you haven't, you're the one who's going to be struggling, because the rich people become rich because they practice that simple fundamental tithe, philanthropy. They give away billions and billions of dollars. That's why they become billionaires. So if you haven't practiced that expansion of your own horizon, starts with tithing, just tithe to the church. Don't worry what the church does with its money. It's their money then, it's out of your hand. Your purpose is to tithe so you can expand your financial horizons. So we're going to close up now. But anyway, expansion is here with us today. Today's date again is the 1st of July 2024. And as we close up, do subscribe to our YouTube video. There are also links that you can join some of these trading apps that I'm trading on with at this point of time. And let me explain just a little bit more before I close our video. This particular app, FTMO, I'm trading gold against USD. I got 12.12 points that I use to trade, which adds up to this amount, just under $1,000. These are highly leveraged trading platforms, so the amount of money that you can make is absolutely amazing. It's incredible because, as I said, it's highly leveraged. In this particular account also, it's a funded account. That means I can pay, say, $100 investment and I get access to, say, $10,000 to trade. I don't get $10,000. I get paid by any of the profits I make from using $10,000 for my $100 investment. So if I do lose the account, I only lose $100. That's another area you can probably look at. And if you do want some information about it, you only got to hit me up. There should be some information down the bottom of my video here, how you can link up with me so I can teach you some of these investment processes. But anyway, final notes.
Yes, finally, I think I just want to add in that it is so important to expand, because if we don't expand our minds, we're totally not learning more than we should. So that's where I feel that the expansion word is really suited for. It's for our minds. Our minds is an amazing powerful tool. There's so much there, and we need to really tap into it a lot more. So thank you for joining us again on this YouTube video. We'll look forward to seeing you again on our next video.
Hey, thanks guys. This is Steve Life Ford from My Ford Fortune with wife Lily. Signing off. We love you. God loves you. We'll see you in my next video. Or our next video anyway. Bye for now.